We will now open up the meeting for Thursday, October 19th, 2017.
Gary Bowden.
Here.
Frank Ferrari.
Here.
Marshall Goff.
Here.
Ryan Kennedy.
Here.
Chad Sigmund.
Here.
Vice Mayor Malford.
Here.
Mayor Williams.
Here.
This evening we have our prayer and pledge by Councilmember Goff.
Everybody would repeat the Lord's Prayer with me. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. Raise the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This evening we have a special presentation by the seniors of our Mayor's Youth Council. If they please come forward.
Before we get started, I just want to say that these students here are seniors and they are members of the Mayor's Youth Council. Most of them I've had for the last 4 years, and this is their last year with the Mayor's Youth Council, so I'll be sad to see them go. But anyway, before you all get started, if you would just introduce yourself, just give your name and what school you go to.
Tanner Davis, Liberty High School.
Dylan McCullough, Robert C. Byrd High School.
Aaron Turner, Notre Dame.
Andrew Rogers, Notre Dame.
Ethan Min, Robert C. Byrd.
Thank you.
We're presenting a proclamation, whereas all incorporated cities, towns, and villages in West Virginia provide service to their citizens, and
whereas citizens of cities, towns, and villages may not be totally aware of those services or who is responsible for seeing they are efficiently provided, and whereas municipal officials desire to make their citizens more aware of the investment made on their behalf, and
whereas municipal officers planned and held various activities to better inform citizens during Municipal Government Week. And whereas one of the highest priorities is to educate citizens in the Mountain State as to what municipal government is and the positive impact it has on their lives, and
whereas the City of Clarksburg is proud to have sponsored the following activities in conjunction with Municipal Government Week: a reception for board and commission members to express gratitude for their services, an employee luncheon to acknowledge and thank all city employees for their dedication and commitment to providing the highest quality of services to the citizens of Clarksburg, and the opportunity for members of the Mayor's Youth Council to be present at this evening's meeting to present this proclamation.
Now, therefore, I, Ethan Min, on behalf of the Clarksburg Mayor's Youth Council, do hereby present Mayor Goings and members of Clarksburg City Council with this proclamation in recognition of Municipal Government Week in the City of Clarksburg, and express our appreciation for the city's commitment and investment in youth by establishing the Mayor's Youth Council program and providing the opportunity to learn and participate in local government.
Thank you. Now come up and we'll all get a picture. I'm not sure which camera we look at. Would anyone care to say anything? I'm going to put you guys on the spot.
So it was a really cool opportunity.
Good. Well, we appreciate it. And thank you for your many years of participating in the Mayor's Youth Council. And like I said, I'm really going to miss you guys when you leave. But we have a few months left, so we're good. We have a lot of activities planned, but
Let's do this.
all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
the minutes of the regular session of October 5, 2017.
So moved.
Second.
If there are no objections, then motion carries.
Petitions, communications, and public hearings. You could please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Tim Gentilossi, 122 Waverly Way, wishes to address the council concerning the demolition of the Maxwell Duncan House and the desire to save it from being demolished.
Hello. Thank you for allowing me to speak. I was just here to show our interest in saving this property, this historic property, from demolition. I have previously, not formally, but approached people about an investors we have that we would like to try to save the property. I know the property is privately held. I know there's a private individual involved. But we would like to open a dialogue if possible about potentially saving it. And I brought an investor tonight to talk to you about it, who has experience in renovation and saving historical properties. He also has a lot of experience in commercial development of rental property. So thank you for allowing me to speak.
Thank you.
James Giuliani,
Yes.
256 Prairie Avenue, wishes to address the council concerning the Maxwell Duncan House.
Good evening, Honorable Council. My name is James Giuliani. I live at 256 Prairie Avenue in Morgantown, West Virginia. It's the national landmark Alexander Way home. It's the only actual private residence that's a national landmark. It's privately held in the state of West Virginia. So we feel very proud to be that steward. I do have tremendous experience in rehabilitation. I'm only here tonight to support Timmy, and we do have people that we feel that as investors we have the expertise to be able to bring the wonderful Maxwell Duncan house back to the glory that it once had, the status it had in this community. I'm not here to get into any kind of politics of it, of what's going on with it and things like that. That's sort of beyond me right now. What I'm just here to support Timmy with his goal and his dream in some ways of seeing it to come back to life. I know that he's talked about different uses and things like that, and I'm sure he shared with some of you different council members, like he said, more informally than formally. And really, I guess that it's come to the point that it's either going to be demolished or somebody has to save it. And that's obviously your choice. I know that the experience you've had with it, I'm not so familiar with all the background and everything. I only know that I've been in the house 3 different times. It was a year ago when we did it. I think I came to this council, or I actually met after, and met some of you folks. And at that point in time, it's got good bones. Does it have issues? Certainly it does. It wouldn't be on the demo list if it didn't have issues. But a lot of the interior work, in the sense of the electric, certain things have been done. It's been stabilized in a lot of different ways. So it's really just what you all as a council and what the community feels is in the best interest of that area and things like that. So I just came here and supported Timmy in what he's wanting to do. Okay.
Thank you
all
very
very much for taking your time with me.
Thank you.
City Manager's report and update.
So the general updates, the crime-free rental housing ordinance, the proposed ordinance for the second reading is under new business, and I do recommend council approve the ordinance as amended. Fall cleanup, the annual fall cleanup, which began Monday, October 2nd, through its first 8 days, we have collected 100 tons of debris totaling $3,819 in tipping fees. Compared to last year, this is a 45% increase in tonnage as well as the tipping fee cost. The cleanup will conclude after next week, October 23rd through October 27th. Again, all the details are on the website and social media. Property, we did have several sealed bids, accepted sealed bids from multiple properties within the city on Friday, October 13th at 10 a.m. We do recommend council award the bid to Charles Brignoli for 1512 West Virginia Avenue in the amount of $1,601. And then on Dodge Court, 116 Dodge Court for RM Enterprises LLC in the amount of $1,001. And then if approved, then we will bring these back to council in a form of ordinance in November.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
We've talked about this briefly. In the future, is there any way, either through an ordinance or home rule, that we could possibly, when we put these properties out to bid, to get a plan on what these individuals are going to do with those properties? Because the last thing we want is an absentee property owner or, and that being somebody that, lives here but doesn't pay any attention to it, or somebody that lives out of state, because we're getting inundated with absentee property owners. So if there's some way we could put together some sort of ordinance or something in our bid so that they give us a plan on what they're going to do with the property.
Yeah, what we brought up probably a little over a year ago was probably through home rule. We can go through home rule. The city of Charleston did it to where the city manager had the opportunity to negotiate directly with individual property owners and to bring a negotiated price back, and you can skip the sealed bid process, but you can sell the property outright without advertising it. So I would recommend that we do proceed with home rule under that reasoning, but even that, a lot of these demolition properties that sometimes we do receive afterwards, they are costly. All we're trying to do is recoup a little bit of money out of it, but to continue to advertise for that, there is a process and a cost to that. So even to expedite it, it does make sense for us to continue that home rule route to be able to do that.
Thank you.
And then demolition, we are out to bid on several contracts, 8 out to bid now. The URA does have 7 of those contracts out of the 8. One is with the city through the TIF project. The non-mandatory pre-bid was held this past Wednesday. We did have 11 contractors who showed up to the non-mandatory pre-bid, which was very successful to have that many show up. Approximately 13 contractors have already purchased or received the bid packages to which they'll be bidding upon. The bid opening will be Thursday, October 26th at 2 p.m. Then the Urban Renewal Authority will consider awarding those bids on the following Thursday of November 2nd at 8:30 a.m. And council will also authorize the agreement with the Urban Renewal Authority the same evening at council, as well as considering to award the demolition contract for the TIF, which has 4 structures located in the TIF district. Economic development for the Robinson Grant Performing Arts Center. A second masonry crew will be finishing the east side structural brick next week. The west addition's exterior and interior framing is approximately 90% completed. And March Weston's masons will begin the brick veneer on Hughes Avenue side of the west addition and then move outwardly around that addition. The Hughes Avenue will be opened Monday, December 4th. And then also the marquee and blade sign fabrication that is being done by the subcontractor, which is Ace Sign Company, is approximately 35% completed. And then there's a ribbon cutting for Fairmont Federal Credit Union at Rosewood Plaza on Wednesday, October 25th at 1:30 p.m. And just under the police, the field training officers, we do have 3 that will be completing the field training Sunday, November 12th. Then they will be assigned a shift immediately following that for Monday. And then the drug take-back, Operation Drug Take-Back will be Saturday, October 28th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And the drop-off is in the parking lot of City Hall in the rear of City Hall. And then also October 28th at 10 a.m. at RCB High School, we will begin physical ability testing for new candidates for the Clarksburg Police Department, and then the written test will be several weeks after that. Sanitary Board, the Dale Avenue Sewer Project, Hall Contracting has completed the sanitary sewer repair connections. They are also completed the sidewalks that needed to be replaced within that construction area. And then now the landscaping and the majority of the paving will be completed at some point in time next week. And then the existing manhole within the project area will be rehabilitated with a protective coating next week as well. So that project should be wrapping up very shortly. FOIAs, 3 of them. Freedom of Information Act request from John DiPolo. This is the second one we received. We did respond to him again in a time frame and told him that all the records that he originally requested have been provided to him, and then all future requests need to be submitted to the West Virginia State Fire Marshal's Office. Again, this was regarding the fire on 1311 Philippi Pike. So we find that this one has been closed. Also received one for Joe Schaefer, Wednesday, October 11th, requesting copies of public records in writing relating to the October 4th incident involving Ashley Earhart. We did respond to him on Thursday, the 19th of October, and notified him all information legally available will be provided at the preliminary hearing by the custodian of records, which would be the prosecuting attorney. And the third one was by Eric Chung. received on October 13th requesting purchase order information from June 30th of 2017 to present, and we did respond to that as well, and the information is being provided to him on Monday, October 23rd. And just under the events, the downtown trick-or-treating will be Monday, October 30th, 5 o'clock to 7 p.m., and the streets will close right before that. And then also the trick-or-treating citywide, Tuesday, October 31st, 6 to 7:30 p.m. That completes the meeting.
Thank you.
City clerk's information, a zoning form in connection with an application to operate a private club, private wine restaurant, or tavern was filed by Julio's Cafe, 501 Baltimore Avenue, returned to the applicant on October 13th. A zoning form in connection with an application to operate a WVABCA licensed Class B establishment was filed by Sharam Group LLC doing business as Compact 2, 1204 North 20th Street, and returned to the applicant on October 16th. Unfinished business, consideration of second and final reading and public hearing of an ordinance of the City of Clarksburg enacting a new Article 1767 of the codified ordinances of the City of Clarksburg, creating a crime-free rental housing and rental housing registration program. Notices regarding the public hearing appeared in the Independent Telegram on October 10 and October 17th.
We will now open this up for public hearing. Anyone wishing to speak for or against may do so at this time. Okay, we will now close the public hearing.
So moved. Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
New business, consideration of award of bid for the sale of real property located at 1512 West Virginia Avenue.
Madam Mayor, I move that we accept the bid of Charles Brignoli, 1514 West Virginia Avenue for purchase of property in the amount of $1,601.
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Consideration of award of bid for the sale of real property located at 116 Dodge Court.
Madam Mayor, I move that we accept the bid for 116 Dodge Court for R&M Enterprises LLC for the amount of $1,001.
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Consideration of appointment to the Parking Authority.
Madam Mayor, I move that we appoint Michael J. Audi of 231 Church Street to the Parking Authority.
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Consideration of appointment to the Board of Park Commissioners.
Madam City Clerk, I'm going to abstain due to my relationship with one of the applicants.
Madam Mayor, I make a motion to appoint William Kerr to the Board of Park Commission.
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Council comments?
Real quick, you know, as everyone knows, this was Municipal Government Week, and I'd like to thank Annette and Paula for everything they did to organize all the events that we had this week, and for getting the proclamation for the Mayor's Youth Council. One other thing I wanted to mention, I had received some information from the West Virginia Municipal League about the Small Business Revolution Main Street program, and they were accepting nominations for one small town with 50,000, population of 50,000 or less. They're awarding a contract for $500,000 to help revitalize your town. So on behalf of all the small businesses in downtown Clarksburg, I submitted Clarksburg as one of the nominations for that award. So we'll keep our fingers crossed and see what happens from there. So anyway, that's all I have this evening. Vice Mayor?
Yeah, I'd like to comment on the ongoing murals in downtown. You know, we've got 3 murals, and that's, I think, or 4, excuse me, 4. And I think that it's helping to clean up the city a little bit, and I think it looks nice. And I'd like to comment on the, I don't know, what do you call them, the window dressing down on Pike Street.
Window clings? Window clings,
thank you, Madam Mayor. I think that's a nice addition to Pike Street, especially with that vacant building there. That's all I have.
I was going to mention the same thing about the window. things. It's nice for people to walk in, really makes it attractive. Again, I also commend whoever did all the decorations on all the posts, for the holidays here downtown. They look magnificent, and just hope everyone has a good weekend. Thanks for coming, for everyone who came out tonight.
I have nothing.
Yeah, I just have a few things. First of all, I just wanted to take, starting on a lighthearted note, I wanted to express my excitement with the upcoming trick or treat, both the downtown trick or treat and the residential trick or treat. My kids are going to be dressing up for both trick or treats, and they decided to go with a Star Wars theme this year. So all four of them are going to be in different Star Wars costumes, including the 3-year-old who is dressing as Yoda. So that's going to be kind of cool. On a little bit of a more serious note, I have a couple of questions and directed toward the city manager, and if he doesn't have the information, he can get back to me at a later time. How often are the various pension funds in the city audited?
We only have two, police and fire, and they're audited every year.
They're audited every year? Okay. Is that done by the auditor's office? Or who does that?
When we have our annual audit, that's one of the accounts that are audited.
Okay, thank you. My other question was, do we have any plans in the works for the old City Hall property, the vacant lot down the street here?
Well, we've had opportunities and still ongoing discussions with some individuals interested in that property as well for development. So yes, I mean, those discussions are ongoing with various people who have expressed interest in it.
Okay, yeah, 'cause it would be great to get something on that corner. And that's all I have.
Motion to adjourn.
Just real quick, Ron, you do receive a report, the annual report on those pensions when we get those done. Council's provided those as well. So.
All right.
Move for adjournment.
Meeting adjourned.